Welcome to Sports Quake. The NBA draft is tonight. So, today, we're going to talk about a conspiracy theory that concerns the NBA draft. Flashback to 1985, the first year of the NBA draft lottery. Patrick Ewing is the number one prospect. He is a decade star, one of the best players the NBA had seen in about a decade. He went on to become one of the best players in NBA history. And he was sitting at the top of this draft. Whoever got the number one pick was considered to win the Patrick Ewing sweepstakes. We all know the New York Knicks won, and the rest is history. But a lot of people know this already, but a lot of people don't. The 1985 NBA draft is one of the biggest NBA conspiracy theories out there, considering that a lot of people believe it was rigged. So going into that lottery, the Knicks had a 14.29% chance to win. They ended up winning. They ended up drafting Ewing. They had just gone 24-58, third worst record in the NBA. So the NBA lottery has changed over the years. Back in 1958 or 1985, the year that this happened, all the teams were given the same percent chance to win the lottery. Unlike now, where the team who loses the most has the highest chance and so on and so forth down the record, everyone was evenly weighted at 14.29% chance. So they were the third worst in the NBA. The year before this, it was decided by coin flipping. So this is the first year that more than just two teams, the worst two records, could have the first overall pick. So it's going into this, it's going to be the first NBA lottery, and it's going to give a team that might not have been the worst two teams in the NBA a shot at the first overall pick. Goes to New York. They are a big market, a money cow for the NBA who had been struggling. Like I just said earlier, they had come off a 24-58 season. They need a big star like Patrick Ewing, which would change them from a bad team to a contender. And not only just a contender that sells tickets. Because they, in New York, huge market, one of the biggest markets, if not the biggest market in sports. If you get a good team out there, you're going to sell tickets. And if you're going to sell tickets, you can up the price of the tickets and get more money brought into the NBA, into the league, into the team. So it makes sense for the NBA to want Patrick Ewing to go to New York to set up that franchise, which is one of the biggest franchises in the NBA. If it at that time it was the Lakers and the Celtics, and then New York is the team that the NBA wants to get into that big market where they can profit on them. So going up to the draft, people are like, afterwards, there's many theories on how it was rigged. There's the frozen envelope theory, the infrared glasses theory, and a bent corner on the envelope. I will get more into this here shortly after another fact on why I believe the NBA draft was rigged this season. Jack Crump. He was the president of the Madison Square Garden, owned a company called Golf and Western. And he, on a phone call, claimed that he told the Garden how to rig the draft. Just call Ernst and Winnie, who was in charge of hosting the lottery, and tell them that if the Knicks don't get the number one pick, that Ernst and Winnie is fired. Ernst and Winnie was doing the accounting work for Golf and Western. So the owner of the MSG, where the Knicks play, claimed that he told the Garden and told the Knicks how to get the draft rigged. So that's something huge to me on evidence on the rigging of this draft. But back to the theory. So the first theory was the frozen envelope theory. They're saying that the envelope for the Knicks was put in the fridge or the freezer to get cold. That way, when the envelope is pulled out from the ball that they spun the draft envelopes in, that he can find the cold one and just pull it out. The second one, which I think is a little more far-fetched even than the frozen envelope one, is that he was wearing infrared glasses that enabled him to see what pick or like parts of the inside and marked with a special pen on that envelope so he can see that envelope specifically and pull that one out. My third theory on this is the one I actually think happened, was a bent corner on the envelope. Here's a clip from the draft, and I will show exactly how the envelope is bent. So as they are throwing the envelopes in, they throw them in one at a time, throw them in all normally, and then they get to the Knicks envelope, and they hit it against the side. It's then thrown into the thing. The thing is spun, and they pull out an envelope. The envelope, if you look at which one was pulled out, was the one that had the bent corner. I believe that that is how the NBA rigged this draft. It has since moved on that they no longer use these envelopes. It's now like a lottery ball system. But I highly believe that the bent corner on the envelope was how the NBA rigged Patrick Ewing to go to the New York Knicks. That's all I have for you today. Hope you enjoyed the NBA draft tonight. Make sure you check out the website, thesportsquake.com, and I'll see you on the next one.